I already love this book so much that we're going to just fly right into chapter 2. I have so many questions in my head though already. Like, do you think that Fiona and Coral are going to be instant best friends? Do you think that Iris, Coral's new stepmom, is going to be nice, or is she not going to be nice? And what do you think about actually living in a treehouse? Like, for real. Like, that's your place you live, not for like, let's go on a vacation for a couple days. I think it would have some challenges, but I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Biddy's here with me now because Biddy loves books. Here, come on, Bits. So here we are, and we're gonna read. All right, so chapter 2 is interesting. It's called Fiona's Riddles. Now, Fiona is the sister. It would be just like my dad to be kidding around about having no electricity. He's always teasing me, but I soon realized he wasn't joking. There was no computer in sight, no dishwasher, no microwave or toaster or oven or anything. So where was that macaroni and cheese casserole smell coming from? I noticed an old light blue blender on the dining room table. It was filled with a bunch of pink and yellow flowers. I suppose it was a good use of the blender since there was no electricity. Where are the beds? I asked. My dad, almost afraid to hear the answer. I imagined my dad, Iris, and Fiona and me perching in a tree like owls. Hammocks, my dad explained. You'll be surprised by how comfy they are. A tree house instead of a beach house. Flashlights instead of phones. Hammocks instead of beds. What's next? I thought. Hey, you know what would be fun? What if we spent the night outside in hammocks? Would that be cool? Let's do it. A few minutes later, when my stepmom and stepsister came home, my dad asked Fiona and me to get the macaroni and cheese out of the oven on the porch. Sure, Dad, Fiona agreed happily. I felt a little strange to hear someone else calling my dad her dad. Fiona slipped padded oven mitts onto her hands. She lifted the glass top from a box with shiny metal pieces on all four sides that stuck up in the air like little mirrors. Fiona carefully took the casserole out of the box. I noticed the box did not have a plug and it wasn't connected to anything. That's an oven? I asked. Yep, Fiona replied. It's our sun oven. See those mirrored flaps? They direct the sun into the box to cook the food inside. That's a really great idea. We could do that too. It would be like science. Biddy loves science. Stop. This is not about you making funny faces and drinking my coffee. It's my sweet girl sitting and we're reading a book. Okay? So we can make a mirror oven. And we can sleep in hammocks. This book is giving us lots of ideas for an adventure. Okay. Iris rubbed her hand in a circle on her stomach. Yum. It looks and smells scrumptious. Wait until you try Fiona's sun-baked apple pie. Pop told me as we all gobbled up our meal. It's delish. After dinner, we played a game of checkers under the light of the solar lantern. I was the champ. Then Fiona showed me how to set up our beds. Metal rings on the ends of each of the colorfully striped hammocks were hung on the hooks attached to the treehouse walls. The hammocks stretched from one wall to the opposite wall. Fiona's hammock and my hammock both had a view through the window of the starry sky and the ocean. That's amazing. My hammock swung lightly as I snuggled under a cozy throw in the hammock with my fluffy stuffed pink kitty. As we settled down to sleep, Fiona whispered, "Coral, repeat after me. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Wish I may, wish I might, get the wish I wish tonight." I repeated the rhyme and wished for the best summer vacation ever. But long after everyone else had fallen asleep, I was still wide awake. It was too quiet. I was used to drifting off to sleep while listening to the sounds of the city, the hum of the traffic, cars beeping, and trunks clunking down the road. The only noise on the island was from the waves softly tumbling into the shore. Stop. And it was too dark. There were no bright street lights peeking in through my bedroom window, only the lights from the stars. So many thoughts were racing in my brain. I missed my mom. Since my parents divorced, I had always spent summers with my dad, but I was still close by my mom because Pop had lived in the city too. Then a few months ago, when he and Iris got married, he moved to the island. He was excited about running the surf shack because back in the day, he was a top surfer. Surfing is cool. Yeah, if you want to go surfing one day, you have to be a strong swimmer for that. Yeah. I went surfing. I did. My dad had promised that he'd give me surfing lessons when the business was slow at the surf shack. Then I'll be a real surfer girl, I thought, and I couldn't wait. The city where I live on the mainland is a long drive from the ocean. Before my boat ride to the island that day, I'd never been to the ocean. To make life even sweeter, I'd be on the island when the surfing and sand sculpture competition took place at the end of the month. How great was that? Another thing I was looking forward to was getting to know Fiona better during the next couple of months. I remember that the only time I had met Fiona was at our parents' wedding celebration, which took place on the roof deck of the 26th floor of a hotel in the city. Fiona and I hadn't talked much, though, because she wasn't feeling well. I'd expected to see the summer with the quiet Fiona I'd met at the wedding, but the Fiona I'd met on the ferry boat when coming to the island earlier that day was a bubbly and confident and completely different person. Before the boat left the dock, just as I was waving goodbye to my mom, Fiona had called out, "All aboard the triple dip, last call for the boat to Knowhere." I thought I hadn't heard Fiona right. "Where did you say we're going?" I asked. "Nowhere," Fiona replied. "That's where home sweet home is." Nowhere? Home sweet home? At that time, it made no sense. Then, during the boat ride, Fiona told me, "I was surprised you agreed to come glamping with us this summer." Glamping? What was that supposed to mean? Why is my stepsister always talking in riddles? I wondered, as I finally dozed off to sleep. I think Fiona is not actually speaking in riddles, but she is giving us clues as to what this summer might actually be like for Coral. Because I think Coral has a very different idea of what is going to happen as opposed to what's actually happening. Yeah? But I think that she's a strong girl, and she's probably going to make the best of it and have an awesome time. To be continued, yes? Mm-hmm. So that's chapter 2. Now we'll go to chapter 3 in a little while. Cupcakes, what do they need to do? Say hi, and then do the thumbs up. Just go boop on that button. Do the subscribe with the bells, because we're going to do one chapter at a time and you don't want to miss any. And then we'll do the video of us doing our hammock camping in our lake house backyard, and our oven and we'll make an apple pie. We'll do all of these things, cupcakes. It's going to be amazing. We'll see you soon.